What's up, everyone? It's Tim from ABC7 here. Wanted to hop on really quickly because we've had some major news out of the Middle East. So what is that update? Just within the past hour or two, Iran has responded to the Trump administration bombing their nuclear facilities over the weekend. How did they respond? They responded by firing a series of missiles at U.S. military bases in Iraq and also in Qatar. Now, that one in Qatar is the important one to remember. It is the main central hub of U.S. military operations in the entire Middle East. Central Command is based there for the entire Middle Eastern region. Really important to remember there. But another thing that is important to realize is that they only fired about 10 missiles from Iran towards this military base. All of them were intercepted, and there are no reported casualties. A lot of analysts are saying that they believe this response was actually just symbolic. The Iranian regime felt that they had to respond in some way in order to save face, in order to show their own legitimacy to their own people within Iran itself, but that they were very careful not to do anything too escalatory because they do not want to risk an increasing conflict with the U.S. and its allies in the region. That's very important to note. Those 10 missiles, like I said, were all intercepted, and there's even reporting that the Qataris were notified in advance that it would be happening, giving them time to close the airspace around Doha, giving them time to prepare to intercept them. The big question now is what happens next, as is often the case in this region. Will the Trump administration say, this is it, and we're going to try and find a path towards diplomacy between the Americans and the Iranians? Will the Trump administration respond further? But then, of course, that risks further escalation, something that we've heard up until this point the White House is very keen to avoid. What happens next? Qatar has released statements condemning the attack. The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has released a statement I'm just seeing now, also condemning the attack. But like we said, the big concern is they do not want this conflict to spiral into a massive regional war, which would have potentially really devastating impacts, not just on the region, but on the entire global economy. So how the Trump administration responds is to be seen. Right now, we're hearing reports that the White House is just trying to assess the damage that was done. If there is no damage like we're hearing, what are the next steps? What are the next steps for the Iranians? We're also hearing reports that the Israeli military is still hitting targets within Iran as this attack was going on. Where does the region go from here? We're going to have all of this and more. Just stay with us and follow our reporting.